Hi everyone, welcome to Authentic Ingenuity Entrepreneur. My name is Minna Crichton. Today's date is the 2nd of June 2026. So I'm just going to do the usual and just start off with an introduction, and then I'll just go straight on to what's on my heart to talk about for this video clip. As you know, I'm dealing with my property. I'm dealing with my personal property, my existence as a human being, my identity, my ideas, and my intellectual property, and obviously the life of a person while alive and living on earth, and anything that is tangible and that I claim as my property. So this includes my court case is my personal property. I've been representing myself. If you've been watching one of my video clips I released recently, I showed you the laws where it clearly gives me the right as an individual to represent myself in court. So if anything happens to me and I don't make it, all those laws come back because I showed you guys the laws that allows me as an individual to represent myself. Okay, so my channel is Authentic Ingenuity Entrepreneur. I'm the narrator of this video clip and every other video clip on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel and my Facebook page has been submitted to the courts as an exhibit. Basically, it's for I made the decision to do a social media court case in regards to my court case and my personal property because I knew from a very long time ago when I was going through cybercrime, I knew I was being targeted, singled out, and people were trafficking me. However, I didn't realize at the time, and I couldn't confirm whether I was being trafficked because they were things like it was my word against their word. But now today I can confirm that I have been trapped in a trafficking ring. So in cases like mine, it is a conspiracy. It's definitely a historical conspiracy. I didn't know in the early stages of what I was going through that I was actually being used like a product, and that other people globally were actually using me as for their own pecuniary advantage, for movie ideas pinned down, and basically everything's done secretly and indirect. I'm dealing with indirect force, but it's controlled and manipulated by other human beings. It took me a while to realize that they had actually turned me into a product, and I just felt for the sake of saving my own life and what I'm going through, and for help for other people to bring an awareness of trafficking in persons, because that is what this case is. It is a slave-like system. Yes, you are in oppression and trapped, and it's crimes against humanity. It's horrific. It's dangerous. And it is definitely 100% an international global game, making everyone dangerous. I didn't even realize it was possible while working for the government. Unfortunately, that's where it all started. So it goes back to when I was working for my employer. For people to secretly steal off anyone, there has to be some form of unlawful access into your private life. So with the technology these days, anything is possible. Then we've got AL, and with all the changes that the government has made, these people, they just care about their money. They don't care about the well-being of the society or of their country. However, I come from the old system, which is the Department of Courts, so I'm very well aware what a privacy breach is and why all these laws even came about, to protect every civilian's personal property and their livelihood and of course their own life. But for what has happened to me, there has to be other people controlling and manipulating my life, and that's exactly the evidence show on my personal property and my court cases that's been going on for 10 years this year. However, it is illegal, and I am within my right to claim what is rightfully mine and what I'm entitled to. Basically, over the years, I've basically just been minding my own business, and those that know me know very well that I just mind my own business. I just go do my job and go home. Mind, like literally, I just mind my own business. However, little did I know that people were in my space actually conspiring. It's what it's called, conspiracy crimes. And then they're actually animating or inanimate myself. So yes, definitely, they've studied me under the cameras while I was working, and yes, they've used me for money laundering. Can I prove that today? For those that has a criminal mind or is aware what criminal offences of serious violent offences, is quite clear there's sufficient evidence there to prosecute body corporates and individuals involved. However, this game is so serious. It's they've changed the court system, or the government system has changed, that if you are being used like I have been without your consent or knowledge, you will lose your property. And the whole, basically, I didn't realize that. I was just minding my own business and going through so many serious violent offences incidents in the moment in my private life, and I didn't know what to do. I rang the police many times for intervention, and unfortunately in my case they have not intervened in anything. So that is why I'm suing New Zealand Police and IPCA for what they've done to me, and I've had to denounce and basically expose what I'm going through. So I'm definitely being used, concealed, and they've discriminated me. It's a slave system. It's inhumane, and there's AVL. The purpose is to steal money laundering and to eliminate me forever. So there's already serious culpable homicide offences already committed. So I've had to denounce the perpetrators, but this is exactly what it's like. They're using their jobs. They're glued to the originals, and yes, they're glued to your phone. Your phone is mostly hacked too, and then they've got everything they just need to listen to you and study you, and it's really easy to get rid of somebody when they least expect it. To my horror, I didn't realise it was an illegal Commonwealth game that I was subject to. It is. The defendants represent their country, and they've coded the originals, and then they're inciting on television. That is what I have found. So there are, these people are traveling into the country or wherever the defendant or wherever the victims are, just to be a spy or to do the damage. Okay, so I'm living proof of this game, and so is Henry Cavill. I'm still to this day denouncing everything that a lot of the people who are unfamiliar with the technologies is so advanced. Yes, there's benefit in it, but there's no, when the government is not taking people's complaints like they haven't taken mine seriously, you just become the originals just become a sitting duck, and basically if you don't do anything about it, you will lose everything. So basically, I'm under the property laws. That is what I'm trying to do in my cases. Protection of my personal and property rights Act comes in, everything to do about me. So every single law has been committed against me, where they've taken my liberty away and my dignity. Okay, the cybercrime is like, since I've lost my privacy for that long, I've gone through so much racial disharmony. When it's an illegal Commonwealth, I mean, you're getting, other countries attacking the originals without them knowing. They're in your space, being a spy or just loitering around, pretending to be part of the crowd or whatever. But these people are actually secretly, that is my discovery, they've been using social media secretly to defame your character and your personality, and, just basically building lies to convince others to follow them or defame. But that is where this game is so illegal for those that are original and innocent, and and don't even realize that they're actually under attack. It's easy also to kill these people. It's global. We're talking about money. These people have stolen my property, have stolen lots and lots of money, and obviously, cases like mine, I'm worth a lot of money, dead or alive. And my cases are worth quite a lot of money. It's currently still pending at the moment at the Court of Appeal. Even the prolonging of everything is intentional, but there's sufficient evidence, because I've been very efficient with the evidence. It's been the hardcore evidence of my property, and it's really easy to prosecute them. So at this point in time, I'm just going with the flow, with the system. Been going through the ACC system too. This is new to me. So I've gone through the ACC system and just getting familiar with it. But I am very concerned for everyone, because these people, I have found in my own discovery that they are making up their own laws. And how easy it is to steal people's, people's identity, and steal, what is rightfully theirs legally by law. And I'm talking about their benefits. I'm talking about their tax, what they're entitled to as a citizen in New Zealand. So those are my big concern. But racial disharmony is horrific. These people are ill will, and I'm very, very, very. I can tell when they're making jokes about me, but it's all part of like the incite to mutiny, or to update everybody of what I'm doing as the original, and what's involving anything to do with me, with taxpayers' money. So that's what they're doing. They're turning people's liberty and dignity into a game, a global game. The purpose is to steal, okay? That is what they've used on me historically. So I pray to God that I will do whatever God will direct me to do as far as my court cases is concerned. In my heart, I feel they need to be prosecuted. But I know that I'm supposed to keep my case public to help everyone help themselves, because a lot of people don't even know what trafficking in persons is, or even the signs. I knew I was subject to something illegal, but it was like my word against theirs, and I didn't know how to prove it. But now I can prove it, and basically there's sufficient evidence to prosecute. Okay, so going back to the beginning of my cases, going back to the Eco Harongas, they turned it into a game, okay? So they used her name. It's what I've gone through is too big to blame one single person, but because it is an illegal Commonwealth game, whatever nationality these people are, they are actually inciting to for globally. I'm telling you, globally, this game is global. Okay, so basically, I know that my case is so serious. Get a serious mindset judge like myself with my serious mindset, I would shut down the government and prosecute and get search warrants out to investigate everything. But because it's global, I'm the victim to this Commonwealth game without my consent, okay? And I have found all other religions or other cultures have all personally participated in taking me out. The incitement is being done through coding, and people are being updated with my movements, with my motives and my intents, or whatever I'm doing or applying, with my applications. I'm being tipped off obviously they've taken me down financially, and the only way they can always win and make sure they're not accountable is that they want to keep the victims poor, or keep them from advancing or rising again financially, because obviously I've got a case I would want to prosecute those liable. So I've done a lot of research into the laws, so I thought I'll share them for other people to look out for. It's so serious. It's so the pain and the torment is intentional to make someone commit suicide. And I've what I've gone through. I've just cried out to God to help me not to give up. And I know I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing, and I have no intention of giving up. Okay, so when the government is not using their services on an individual, it means they've locked you out, okay? And with the call centres, I have found other secret societies are using their jobs and using the call centre to actually conspire against those that they oppose, or to destroy or take over. That's exactly what has happened to me. But when the police and when those in public office refuse to use their power to help the vulnerable adults, or those that are using the system to get justice, obviously, that is called failure to act, and then it's negligence. So in my case, the negligence is so bad. And also there's several incidents of attempted homicide and culpable homicide in my cases, and it's a criminal case in the first instance, because they have studied me for a long time, and so I'm no secret to anyone. And so and the coding is really, really, really bad, and they already know who I am, and so I'm the competition. And so their coding is where they're inciting, basically asking other cultures or other religions to help them. So I'm a threat. So basically, when the system is not working, they're just waiting for you to die. So it's really easy for me to prosecute everybody, and also to keep a line with honesty and integrity. Everything has to be true. In saying that, so what you write in written and oral, whether it's on social media, it has to be accurate. Otherwise, it can be used against you. However, because I am a whistleblower and I've exhausted the system, my case has gone through basically roughly 19 judges, maybe more, and they all know that I've gone public with my case. So my cases are no secret, but I have done everything personally, and all those laws going back to Ministry of Health all come into force, and all those laws come back alive if I don't make it, and a criminal judge barrister can take over and easily prosecute everyone involved. What I've gone through it's a miracle that I'm even alive, that doing what I'm doing right now. But I do know without a shadow of doubt, this has been set out for me, my journey. I wish if I had a choice in life, I wouldn't want to go through what I've gone through, but I have, and I am entitled to have those judgments turned over, obviously, but the system clearly articulates that it's more in favour of the defendants rather than the victims. Okay, so basically they have like everything they've obtained from me, because I am the original, and everything they've obtained from Henry Cavill, they've obtained it by deception. Okay, they're using AL, they're using photos and things, and they're using lookalikes. That is the issue with AL, okay? And if people are unfamiliar of the technologies and how they work, you can easily be deceived, and other people can easily steal your property, your business, and you'll even kill you, okay? Okay, I'm just going to go over one more thing before. Okay, I just thought I'd go over this. Okay, this here, like, now some of the laws, it makes sense to me why they even exist. Okay, so what everyone has done to me, they've coded me using words, all right? Unfortunately, in the Crimes Act under Section 265, because it's a global monopoly game. I mean, how serious is that? You don't even know people know all about your business, and then they're globally using your game, and everyone takes a turn taking you down slowly, okay? So they're imitating. It's a serious, serious, serious case what everyone's done to me. So they've used words so everyone knows they're talking about me. And as you know, I'm not the type of person that can be easily, I'm just the type of person, I would never ever break the law for someone in the job. I would never, because of the criminal laws, because when you know it's wrong, you don't go ahead and just do it. But a lot of the people do it because that some of them they're going to get something out of it, whether they think they're going to get a promotion out of it, or they're going to get some special favor for themselves. That's perjury, okay? But this year is penalty for 5 years. Just participating in conspiracy offences like what everyone has done to me on social media. So this is like any mark or word. This is what I wanted to let you guys know, because they're using words from my medical records or coding or numbers or whatever as part of the game. So everyone just need to watch TV, and they can tell exactly or be updated of what I'm doing. I mean, that is embarrassing what they're doing to me. That is an insult. That is disgusting, and it's a coward's game. But basically, trafficking in persons is they're stealing people's good fruits, okay? I mean, Henry Cavill, he is an awesome actor and everything, so a lot of people idolize him, but they've used his identity, his name, to make money on. Others are pretending to be with him with an imposter, but he is not. You can take my word for it, he is not. We are both going through the same cycle of what we're going through at this point of time. And I know over the years people have secretly put me up for sale secretly, like they know I won, but they won't give it to me because I don't know why, whatever reason they didn't, but they turned my life into a game, and I have felt like people they've secretly tried to sell me or whatever. I don't know, but that is a trafficking ring, and I oppose that. And but people have just taken advantage of my life and use it as a game. So basically what you're witnessing with what I've gone through, it is a trafficking in person. It is definitely 100% without a shadow of doubt a global hostage-taking game. So members of the public, I mean, they did it to me while I was working for my employer. I am that competent, I know without a shadow of doubt. If God gave me the opportunity, I will press criminal charges accordingly to the law, and I can prove it without a shadow of doubt. Okay, as you all know, I've made allegations that I got raped. Yes, I did get raped, but I never did anything about it. I didn't even tell anyone. But they're unlawful. Everything that they've done put me at risk. So they knew I was a victim, okay? But they still did what they did. And look what's happened over time. I'm struggling to go forward. And I'm not sure what they wanted me to do, just forget what I've gone through. But I just don't feel in my heart that is what I should be doing. So basically this is what it's like. Okay. Everything links, okay? Sudden deaths, car crashes. You have to find out, because I have found on this game, I know that they've used people and then they kill them. Or some people have gotten involved in it because they're so scared, to go to jail, they kill themselves, okay? And I can tell when something's natural or when something isn't natural. But everything links. So for those that are having issues with family violence issues, if you're having domestic violence, I suggest you get a protection order. I had a protection order on my ex, on my ex going back. Here's a date, the 2nd of February 2000. So that's my proof that my relationship at that point in time was an unhealthy relationship. We had an opposite life, okay? We just didn't have anything in common. I was working for the government, and but he's had an opposite life. We didn't have anything in common, and even how we met. So it was an on and off relationship, mostly off. It was so bad for me that I ended up trying to commit suicide because mentally I couldn't cope with the stress and what I was going through at that time, because I was just a young weak Christian, basically developing. So I got a protection order, and so there is a protection order exhibited in court. I gave this to the judges just to let them know of what everyone was doing to me was serious. He is also has gang related. He was involved in gangs and stuff like that. I have never had anything to do with gangs or gang members personally, other than I have met the odd person that I've known them personally because of life and, church. Other than that, I have not had anything to do with that kind of world because I wasn't brought up in that environment. But I did have a protection order, as you can see here. This is actually exhibited. That is enough for a judge just to see that I am the other victim of my cases. But like I said in one of my videos, the admin with the civil jurisdiction is really bad. But it was quite clear that everyone was taking turns sabotaging my case. So this here was the address that I lived at. when I was going through domestic violence. I used to ring the police all the time back in the days. And it even, like, so if you're going through what you're going through with a partner, you can get a protection order out on your name against them, and the police is meant to act on that. If you're going through other harassments, I tried to put harassment orders on the key chambers, like on the defendants, because quite obviously it's a case and the defendants will do anything to cheat. Okay, so this here is actually exhibited as a protection order to protect myself. It's got my name, my married name, and my maiden name on it, and my ex's name. And what I have found is that this game that they've glued my ex, and they've used, obviously he worked for Pizza Hut at one point. He's had other jobs, but they've coded him as Pizza, okay? And other gang members are all involved, and they're all like, we're the enemy, okay? Obviously money involved, but that is what this the game involves. I thought I would actually expose it, and that's illegal what the government has done to my family, because this endangers him and his family, and then all the gangs are all attacking secretly because they've coded him, and they've made out that I'm his forever wife. Well, we're actually divorced, and I have no intention of reconciliation in that marriage, because I just don't, and it's my right not to if I don't want to. And this protection order has my kid's name. For those who don't know what a protection order is, it means that no one is allowed to use my kids against me or use my kids for their games. Unfortunately, that's what has happened. Everyone in my private life is affected, and it looks like nobody likes me or cares about me, but that's not how it is at all. It's because of what the government has done and their defamation, the unlawful judgments. Also, because I'm opposing that, it makes it look like I'm the ogre, but yes, but I am definitely the victim. I'm not the ogre, and at this point of time, the Crown is the defendant. So don't feel sorry for them, because it means corruption when things aren't sorted out properly, or when they don't put things right. That's very serious. But a protection order and harassment order, I mean, they've turned my life into a game, and they've used me globally like a product. That's over and above, and I've exhausted the system. I tried to stop it. There's nothing about my complaints that I consent for the government to do what they've done to me. So basically, basically my life is, I'm dependent on God really for everything. So I will leave it at that. As you can see, I went through a lawyer to get all this done. So this is a legal document. So you can do that if you have a protection. He's harmless today, okay? But I know that the gangs, he did mix with a lot of bad people in his life, and they all linked. And then I was a rape victim, okay? I didn't even tell the children's father I was raped, because that's how private I was. So basically, putting all those people together, and them digging up my past to use against me, and then the religion, it's a mixture of everything. Okay, other religions have seen and cultures have just saw the opportunity to take advantage of a person, and that's exactly what everyone has done. And then they've used the Bible to judge me, but the relationship was a horrific one, and today I'm grateful I made those decisions to divorce him, because some religions and some cultures, extremists, they think that once you get married, it's for better or for worse, no matter what. And I don't believe in that when you're in a situation like mine. And the result of that is today my kids, I'm so proud of them. I love them, and I know that I've made all the right decisions. But in saying that, I'm still entitled to my justice, and I'm still entitled to my happiness. And I have found other religions and cultures have taken turns using me for relationship scams, like I'm not good enough. So just take what you want out of my channel and the things I put on social media to help yourself. But yeah, I will finish it at that. But so this here is a legal document, and if you're going through family violence, because not all every relationship are the same, and I don't believe God I would want us. I honestly do not believe that. I do not believe God would want you to stay in a relationship until you get murdered. That's just been unresponsibility. That's just not been a good parent. But anyway, I will leave it at that.